No implores más, no me busques más. Escucha este consejo, no vuelvas a engañar en el mundo jamás. Ay, 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 como ayer, como ayer, como ayer, como ayer. Como ayer, dicen que muere de espanto. Como ayer, aquel que visiones ve. Como ayer, pero dicen que muere de espanto. Como ayer, aquel que visiones ve. Como ayer, yo he visto la muerte en Sanco. Como ayer, no sé si me moriré. Como ayer, mi madre me dijo un día. Como ayer, Tito, ¿por qué tú no cantas? Como ayer, mi madrecita me dijo un día. Como ayer, Tito, ¿por qué tú no cantas? Como ayer, si yo te di la garganta. Como ayer, de acero y mampostería. Como ayer, vaya Irene, sabrosón con ese tren. El tercero sinfónico. Como ayer, como ayer, como ayer, como ayer.
Well, good morning if it's morning, good evening if it's evening, and good night if it's night. And a big hearty salam alaikum to each and every one of you that are listening to me live or will be listening to us in archives. Hello, everyone. Well, it has been an eventful weekend. It has been an eventful time. Well, we just had a lunar eclipse with a blood moon that had everyone going absolutely nuts. I am one to think that, lunar eclipses and full moons do have something to do with the human psyche. I'm not an astronomer or an astrologer, so I can't go that deeply into it. But my social media networks say it all. Today I wanted to brush up on a little something. There are big misconceptions out there that Apollo and Santeria and Lukumi and Orisha worship are all the same thing, which is further from the truth. All these things stem from different places, from different lands. I have people that are saying things like that Santeria and Ocha are the same thing, which they are not. What we know now, or what we're calling now Santeria, is someone who works with saints, Catholic saints mostly, but there are other types of entities used in Santeria. And it's mostly a European way of thinking towards these saints. I got to tell you again that saints are, in my opinion, someone's egun, someone's spirit, someone who has attained some type of magical power through prayers, through ritual, or whatever it may be. Very different. People to call Apollo a sister religion of Lukumi is also a big problem. Someone posted on one of my threads yesterday that in Palo, we so-called worshipped the dead, which cannot be further from the truth. There is no such thing as worshiping the dead in Palo. What we do in Palo is we make a pact with a spirit. The pact sometimes, or most of the times, goes something like, serve me so that I may serve you. In search of this help, there are rituals done where you find out whether the spirit or not wants to connect with you, wants to become your partner. See, there is no enslavement of a spirit. There is no worshiping that spirit. And this bothers me to a certain extent. In Orisha worship, there is no such thing as worshiping Catholic saints. There is no such thing. And I do not know where people get this, but of course the misconceptions of it are it's astronomical. I just wanted to put those couple of things to your ear today. Okay, before you speak up on one of these things, before you speak up on any of these things, I ask you to please look into it. There is a plethora of information out there. There is a plethora of information givers out there. Anyone could take the time to explain it to you in more detail than I can in an hour show. But I hope that you do due diligence, which is my favorite word now, when looking into these spiritualities, when looking into these things. Well, there is something else I got to talk to you about, but I'll talk to that or about that when I come back. Have a wonderful lunch break.
Negro, que me dé la mano, tiene que ser negro fino. Blanco, que me dé la mano, tiene que ser mayombero como yo.
Negro, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser negro fino.
Negro fino.
Blanco, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser mayumbero como yo.
Ay, negro, que me dé la mano. Tiene que ser gallo fino. Blanco, que me dé la mano. Tiene que ser mayombero como yo.
Negro, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser negro fino.
Negro fino.
Blanco, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser mayumbero como yo.
Negro, que me dé la mano. Tiene que ser gallo fino. Blanco, que me dé la mano. Tiene que ser gangulero como yo.
Negro, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser negro fino.
Negro fino.
Blanco, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser mayumbero como yo.
Pero negro, que me dé la mano. Tiene que ser negro fino. Blanco, que me dé la mano. Tiene que ser gangulero como yo.
Negro, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser negro fino.
Negro fino.
Blanco, que me dé la mano.
Que me dé la mano.
Tiene que ser mayumbero como yo.
Tiene que ser, tiene que ser, tiene que ser más. África nada más. África te estoy llamando.
África nada más.
África te estoy llamando.
África nada más.
Yo te llamo y te llamo.
África nada más.
Ay, África te estoy llamando.
África nada más.
Ay, África, qué linda eres.
África nada más.
Ay, yo te llama y te llama.
África nada más.
Ay, África, África mía.
África nada más.
África, África mía.
África nada más.
África te estoy llamando.
África nada más.
África, África mía.
África nada más.
África mía.
África nada más.
Agua que se quema. Agua sami candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua sami candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua que se quema, agua sami de candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua que se quema, agua sami de candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua San Miguel, agua San Miguel, agua San Miguel candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua que se quema, agua San Miguel candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua San Miguel, agua San Miguel, agua San Miguel candela brava.
Agua que se quema. Agua San Miguel Candela Brava.
Agua va a caer, arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Arriba los seres que están coronando allá arriba.
Agua va a caer.
Maina, maina, maina.
Maina.
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 Maina, chenche, maina.
Che maina.
Maina, chenche, maina.
Che maina.
Chenche, maina.
Che maina.
Cu, maina. Maina, cu, maina.
Co maina.
Cuenda, maina.
Co maina.
Cuenda, maina.
Co maina.
Arriba todo maina.
Co maina.
Cuenda, maina.
Co maina.
Maina, 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 cuenta, maina.
Maina cuenta.
Cuenta, maina.
Maina
Cuenta,
cuenta.
maina.
Maina
Cuenta,
cuenta.
maina.
Maina
Cuenta,
cuenta.
maina.
Maina
Cuenta,
cuenta.
maina.
Maina cuenta.
Cuenta, maina.
Maina
Cuenta,
cuenta.
maina.
Maina cuenta.
Well, there was a little something that I wanted to share with you today. I asked people on my Facebook feed what did they think about this, because someone is selling ancestral vessels and implements. They say ritually consecrated egun ceremonial altar implements for ancestral altars, including a consecrated pot, a divination tools, elekis, and instructions for how to do these things. I am really, really against these types of things, because everything that is spoken about here that they're offering people, across the period, altar implements, a consecrated pot, a staff, and dividing tools, and a legging. For most of you who know me, I am in several spiritualities. Palo, Lukumi, Spiritism, and some other ones that I do not care to speak about. An ancestral altar should be built by yourself, for yourself. However, ancestors deem you to do it, or by the guidance of someone who can tell you, well, you know, you have these types of ancestors, blah, 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 you need to put this, you need to put that, whatever, whatever. I have often said this, and I say it without any hair on my tongue. I do not believe in these so-called new spiritual pots. I don't believe in them. I think it's an invento for people that are not into Bantu Congo spiritualities to make money off of the unsuspecting, the unknowing, the uneducated. Everything that this person is offering for whatever type of money they're offering for it, has ritual, has a type of spiritual working that goes with it, in coordinates with the person who is receiving them. The staff, the Egun staff, has his own ceremony. The receiving of elekes also has a ceremony with a minor ita or reading or something that goes to that. The so-called ancestral pot, again, there's something that's an invento. It is something that has been invented, something that has been made to get money off people. See, I do believe that a person can receive a type of eleke for protection or something of that sort, but it needs to be consecrated. It needs to be worked on. And 9 out of 10 times, the person should be there. See, guys, in this new internet age, we are getting novices and sometimes even old heads that find it that they can sell anything they want online. And all they are doing is messing people up. See, because anyone could get up there and make themselves an Etsy store or a Facebook page, give themselves a title, and commence to selling knickknacks for the amount of money. Well, first of all, let's talk about this. The amount of money they're asking for, it is extremely cheap. That's the first thing. And I know that each one of these ceremonies cost money. So, guys, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Then I ran up on something else. Then there's something else. Okay, this so-called naming ceremony. A naming ceremony. Receive Eshu or receive Oshun. Really? There's no such thing. I have never seen a ritual of that sort done in a couple of hours, or you pick who you want to receive. There is no such thing. In no diasporic spirituality. Now, a lot of people have problems with me saying diasporic because I am taking away from its roots. No, I'm not. I'm not taking away from the roots of anything. But the spiritualities that we work here are very different and very, very different and have grown to something that is no longer 100% African or 100% African. It's not. Fight me. But it's all up to you guys. As I said it before and I say it again, none of these implements should be sold online. All you're getting is basura or trash, whatever you want to call it. But please, do not wind up calling me when the shit hits the fan. Because sooner or later, it will. Well, guys, you are listening to It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere. I'm hoping that you're having fun. I'm hoping that you're getting a little bit educated. I'm hoping that you're listening. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere with Candelo Kimbisa. Well, as I sit back and I look at this week's emails and PMs that I got, where I get a lot of people complaining about certain workers of the prior organization that I was in, where they say they're not getting answers to their complaints, where they're not doing this, we're not doing that, blah 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 blah. Guys, I often say, if this person was not trustworthy enough to give you your reading, to do your so-called work, to answer back your emails, you got 60 days to contest that payment over PayPal. They supposedly have an ombudsman who is supposed to be taking care of these matters. Well, guys, again, if you're having that type of problem with a specific worker or a reader, go to PayPal. Do not take 6 months to put in a grievance or thing. This money has to be coming from somewhere. I often tell you guys, if there is a particular reader that you go to that does not use PayPal or says, I do not fuck with PayPal, it is because 9 out of 10 times, this person has fucked somebody over. Plain and simple. See, you have to start looking into your readers. Start looking into the people that you're giving your money to, these spiritual workers. See, because if anything, someone knows something about them. I also am getting a lot of, well, I'm scared because this person threatened me to put this on me, to put that on me. I do not understand. If this person was not reliable enough to give you your reading, this person was not reliable enough to do your work for you? What makes you think that this person's so-called spirits or so-called magic is going to work for him against you? See, guys, you have to grow a fucking pair of fucking balls. Grow some. Go against these people. Talk about them. File complaints. Lord knows. Lord knows if you're in the right, you'll get your fucking money back. If you're in the right, the divine creator, whatever you want to call him, will weigh the scales of justice in your fucking favor. Stop it. Grow some. Be something. And get your fucking money back.
Oh, baby. Dedicated to all the pretty girls. All the pretty girls. All the pretty girls in the world. And the ugly girls too. Cause to me you pretty anyway, baby. You give me your number, I call you up. You act like your pussy on interrupt. I don't have no trouble with you fucking me, but I have a little problem with you not fucking me. Baby, you know I'ma take care of you, cause you say you got my baby and I know it ain't true. Is it a good thing? No, it's bad, bitch. For good or worse, makes you switch. So I walk on over with my crystal. Bitches, niggas, put away your pistol. Dirty won't be having it in this house, cause bitch, I'll cripple your style. Now that you heard my charming voice, you couldn't get another nigga. Coochie won't get moist. If you wanna look good and not be bummy, yo, you better give me that money.
Hey, dirty. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, dirty. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money.
Yo, so I glanced at the girl glanced at me. I whispered in the air, you wanna be with me? You wanna look pretty though in my video. Oh, dirty on the hat and I let you all know. Just dance if you're caught up in the Holy Ghost trance. If you stop, I'ma put them killer ants in your pants. I'm the ODB as you can see. FBI, don't you be watching me. I don't want no problems cause I put you down in the ground where you cannot be found. I'm just dirt dog trying to make somebody. So give me my streaks and give me my honey. Radios play this all day, every day. Recognize I'm a fool and you love me. None of you know, better look at me funny. No, you know my name down, give me my money.
Hey, dirty.
Sing it,
Baby, I got your money,
sing
don't
it,
you
girls.
worry. I said, hey,
Just sing it right
baby,
now.
I got your money.
If 31 is money, I think y'all should give him his money.
Baby, I got your
That's
money,
how I like
don't
it,
you
girl.
worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money.
Sexy, sexy, sexy. Sexy, sexy, sexy. Sexy, sexy, sexy.
Yo, nigga played in the club like this all night. Bitches put your ass out, let me hold it tight. You looking at my wrist, ain't this so nice? The price, bitch, is diamond shining disco line. You better help me solve my problem. I'ma get this money and rob them. Lucky dog when I won the lotto. Ran up on my car, I'm carrying Rollo. But hold on, you can call me dirty and then lift up your skirt. And you want some of this dirty? God made dirt and dirt bust your ass. Stop annoying me, yeah, I play my music loud. And take the bat to no dirty to move the crowd. Just say he had his dick in his mouth. Eddie Murphy taught me that back of the house. But give me my money.
Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money.
Give me my money.
Hey, give me my money. Baby, I got your money.
All right, guys. Well, today is definitely the last day of readings, of my reading of The Adventures of High John the Conqueror, because I have gone through the whole book. Remember, guys, the book is The Adventures of High John the Conqueror by Steve Sanfield. Master's Walking Stick. High John was, among other things, a fine fisherman. He knew where the fish lay, and he knew what had to be done to catch them. Even old Master liked to go fishing with John now and then. They would go down to the big pond under the live oak, and Master would try to catch a few catfish himself. John and Master had planned to meet early one bright summer morning. John was already there behind the barn when along came Master. Of course, he had his fishing pole with him, was also carrying a brand new walking stick. The stick was polished almost as bright as a mirror. It had a shiny silver handle on one end and a shiny silver tip on the other. From the way he was swinging and flashing it about, he could tell Master was very proud of his new stick. John, however, didn't make any mention of it, or at least not until he had settled on the bank of the pond with the lines in the water. "Say, Master," said John, "what a mighty fine walking stick you got there." "Thank you, John. I was beginning to wonder if you were going to take any notice of it." "Oh, Master, I noticed it right off. I meant it's only a walking stick I have ever seen with 3 ends." "3 ends?" asked Master. "What are you talking about, John?" "Well, I ain't talking about anything but the 3 ends of that stick," John answered. "John, are you drunk? Have you gone crazy?" "I am not drunk. I am not crazy, Master, but I can see as clear as the nose on my face that the stick has 3 ends." "John, no stick's got 3 ends." "Well, that one does," he said, "and I'll be willing to bet you a big fat hen that it does." Old Master took a careful look at the walking stick to make sure. After all, John had been playing tricks on him for years. This time, he thought, he was certain John was wrong. "Agreed," he said. "I'll bet you a hen that the stick only has 2 ends." With that, John took the stick, held it out in front of him, and pointed to the silver handle and said, "That is 1 end, right?" "Right," answered Master. He pointed to the silver tip and said, "That is 1 end, right? That is 2 ends, right?" "Right," answered Master again. Then John raised the stick over his head and threw it directly into the center of the pond, where it sank without a trace. "And that's the 3rd end of the stick, right?" said John with a twinkle in his eye. Old Master didn't answer this time. He knew John had fooled him again, and that when they got home, he'd have to give John a nice plump hen. So I guess the stick did have 3 ends. Wow. Guys, remember that this book is called The Adventures of High John the Conqueror by Stephen Sanfield. It is published by August House. And of course, it is from the American Storytelling arm of it. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed the readings of High John the Conqueror. Hopefully, if you guys know of any other short stories or memoirs that you would like to share with us so that people can hear these stories that need to be heard. I am Candelo Kimbisa, and this is It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere.
Trashman didn't get much rest today. and smoking in their easy chair on a fat cigar without a care. But that's what makes the world go round, the ups and downs of carousel, changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. People make the world go round. But that's what makes the world go round, the ups and downs of carousel, changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. People make the world go round. People make the world go round. People make the world go round. People make the world go
That was the Stylistics, what people make the world go round. Well, guys, I guess it's time for me to give a quick shout out to everybody that's listening to us live and in our chat room. Mr. Obatala, E.F. Still, R.K. Gomez, Nicole, Giselle, and I saw someone. Oh, Yvette, the Motown Witches there. Iyami Yayeo is also here. Guys, thank you for showing up. And thanks to all our Facebook listeners, all our listeners from YouTube, and all our listeners from everywhere. A big hearty thank you to each one of you. Guys, I heard through the grapevine that there are still a couple of rooms left for the Conjure Gala in beautiful Denver, Colorado. And of course, it's going to be held at the Lumber Baron Inn, guys. If you have never been to the Lumber Baron Inn, check it out, okay? It's a wonderful place with a lot of history, very beautiful. And of course, the Conjure Gala is going to be held there on my birthday, September 29th, September 30th. You will see the likes of Professor Charles Porterfield, Professor Ames, Ambrosine Laguerre, Ifa Abeyu, Rains Conjure, Miss Aida. Well, there is a whole list of people that are going to be there. Doc Beverly is going to be there. Michelle Jackson. Guys, and if I forgot, please do forgive me. But there is going to be a whole bunch of people there giving classes, hanging out, giving readings. There are also readers' tables. So if you are a reader and you want to go over to Colorado and make yourself a little money, go ahead and do that. Join us at our readers' table. If you are a vendor and you like to sell your wares, okay, whether they be spiritual or not, there have several slots open for vendors. So do check out the milehighconjuregala.com. Make sure you buy your tickets there. If you're a vendor, go ahead and speak to Miss Loretta. Miss Loretta is great. She's a wonderful person to speak to. Email her. Get your table. Get your tickets. Maybe you can even get a room. I will be staying at the Lumber Baron Inn for both the day before and the day after my birthday. But there also happens to be a very nice Radisson hotel by there that we all often rent to. So, guys, do it. There's going to be a lot of people there. I hear Yvette the Motown Witch is coming. I hear Nicole might be shooting by there and check us out. So, if you happen to be in Denver, Colorado, or if you need a vacation, please go to the milehighconjuregala.com. Check us out there. We'll be there, and hopefully you guys will join us. Man, as always, may all the eggooms and shadows that accompany you have all the necessary light. From where I sit, believe it or not, that's it. Salam alaikum, everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.
Coco, como coribale, un chango, lo mío. Coco, como coribale, un chango, lo mío. A la dola, aquí la dola, guara, un bao chire. Uruta, guamogui, a mamá loro, orungo, camei, mei. Orungo, camei, mei, guolo, tu mare. A to fingo yo, agua que te le pegó, oh que te huela pe, oh patele el agua loriza, oh patele el agua loriza, oh patele el agua la to, y lupo guaye, oh pavoso, siete rayos me lleva 7 leguas, 7 leguas pongo 7 leguas. 7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas. Digo, 7 leguas pongo 7 leguas. 7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas. Oh, 7 leguas pongo 7 leguas. 7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas. Oh, yo 7 leguas pongo 7 leguas. 7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas. Ah, rayos pato un congo 7 leguas. 7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas. Arriba por abajo ponte 7 leguas. 7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas. 7 rayos allá decirle oh, 7 leguas. Congo, 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas. Arrayo pato un Congo, 7 leguas. 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas, Congo. 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas, Congo. 7 leguas, 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas. 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas, 7 leguas. Arrayo pato un Congo, 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas. Fabio, si le mi chango, 7 leguas, 7 leguas, Congo. 7 leguas, 7 leguas, Congo, 7 leguas. Estaba llorando una niña, a las orillas del río, viendo las amarguras de este mundo tan traidor. Y ella le imploraba a Dios, ella le imploraba a Dios, solo yo bátala. Pero nadie la escuchaba, y ella decidió volar. Ya la viene, ya balan. Pero, oh, abuela, tiñosa abuela, ¿cómo va a volar? Oh, ¿cómo va a volar? Oh, Dios, los niños van a ganar. Tiñosa, ¿cómo va a volar? Tiñosa, va a volar. Niña, abuela, abuela ya. Oh, Dios, los niños van a ganar. ¿Cómo vuela ya? Abuela, abuela ya. Oh, Dios, los niños van a ganar. Niña, ¿cómo va a volar? Oh, Dios, los niños van a ganar. Abuela, ¿cómo vuela ya? Abuela, niña, abuela ya. Abuela, ¿cómo va a volar? Ole, valleo, ole, ole, baguace. 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 Ole, baguace. Ole, ole, baguace. Y tú ole, baguace. Niña, mira cómo va a volar. Ole,
O'Clock Somewhere was brought to you by kimbisa.org, the Mile High Conjure Gala, and you.